We are rolling.
Rolling. There's a song. What's the song? Rolling.
Keep them doggies moving.
Clint Eastwood. Hey guys, it's Ron Bass with another edition of the Ron Bass Show. Your source for inspiration, encouragement, motivation,
all day
inspiration, humor, dry humor,
perspiration.
It's a little hot today in the United States of Missouri. Mr. Brent Atterbury, what say you, sir?
Hey, I'm glad to be here, and in 2 days it's officially the first day of summer. But it feels like it's the first day today, or yesterday.
I guess I could turn the air conditioning on. I don't know. You know, I've had a habit for years of not keeping the air on during the day.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with a friend of mine that he would wear a suit, and he never would use the air conditioning, and we'd be going down the highway, and he'd say, if you want air conditioning, just sweat a little bit and roll down the window, and then the window come across you, and that's like air conditioning. I never will forget that.
It's fresh air conditioning.
Yeah. So I just came back from the gym, right? I'm wearing a tie. It's just kind of my habit. I don't want to do things super comfortable because I think it that's just not going to put you into a frame of mind where you can overcome adversity. I like things to be just a little bit difficult. Sometimes real difficult.
But I bet you're the only one working out with a tie on.
I think you're right. But I don't know. It's just a habit. I've been doing it for years. And last night, it was really funny in my jiu-jitsu class. I actually put a T-shirt on, but I kept my blue jeans on. And people were freaked out. Like, they couldn't believe it. They said, who are you? I said, well, I didn't even respond to it. I thought it's not even worth it. But sometimes what will happen is my home repair business gets so busy that and then the class will start, and I just don't really want to go through the process of taking off my clothes, putting on shorts and a T-shirt, because I've got, sometimes I have to pay people as they come back and forth through the office, and then I got to get up and go to sometimes it's just easier to train that way. But last night I really enjoyed training with my T-shirt on. It was a lot better to do jiu-jitsu, obviously, and particularly what we call no-gi jiu-jitsu, which is more of the MMA style, with no socks and shorts and T-shirt. Any rate, today we're going to talk a little bit about this and a little bit about that, but I thought we would talk first about something really simple. I've been thinking a lot about this lately. I ran into an old friend of mine at the post office yesterday. This he's older than I am, and he's still in fairly good shape, but I could tell he's not the guy that I remember. And I'm talking about just even a few years ago. And so I said, what's happening? My back this, and my arthritis that. And I said, look, man, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that for me, going to the gym every day has a terrific positive effect. And I said, yeah, we're old, but we can still enjoy our lives more if we feel better. And the way to feel better is to work out. I mean, you can eat right, you can sleep right, but if you're working out, you're just going to be in better condition, mentally and physically. And particularly if you're, and most of our audience is not old, so they may not be able to relate to this, but they probably have family members that are, and they see them in wheelchairs and walkers and can't get out of bed, and you get the idea. So if nothing else, guys, encourage your family members to go to the gym every day. And I'm not bragging, guys, but look, last night I was fighting men that were 50 years younger than me successfully. That doesn't mean that I can do that every single time. Oftentimes, in fact, most of the time I get beat. But the idea that I had the confidence to get into the match, that says a lot. And at the gym today, I was talking to my good friend, Aaron Loudermill, who is a black belt who owns his own school in Missouri. And I was telling him, we were talking about that, and I said, man, just coming to the gym every day gives me the confidence to participate in these sports. And he's a fitness guy too. He's not just a black belt. He works out every day. He had his son with him. He's got like 6 kids, and this was his youngest kid. And he was in there training him, teaching him how to lift weights. And it's just really nice to hang around people that kind of think the way you think. And he is such a great guy. He always encourages me and wants me to come to his school and train with some of his students that are a little bit older. That would be more, better for me, probably people that are closer to my age. But regardless, the idea is that, you hang out with people you want to become like. So hanging out with somebody like him is very inspirational. And I say that to say this to the audience, that guys, you need to hang out with people that you respect, people that you admire, because it's going to rub off. The law of psychology, we talk about it is all the time, is you become who you surround yourself with. You become what you think about. It's not that complicated, man. You just got to be around good people and smart people and progressive people.
Isn't it amazing how it seems like to me anyway, when you meet up with an older person, not us, of course, and they talk about their aches and pains.
Yes.
They talk about aches and pains instead of saying, "Hey, things are great. I'm having a great day."
Yes.
It's a mindset.
It is.
And I don't know why almost all older people do that. They talk about their back or their knee or their ailment or they went to the doctor. Maybe that's their whole life is pain. I don't know. But getting back to what you said,
Yeah.
If people would exercise and work out, then if someone said, "How you doing today?" they'd go, I don't know. I normally talk about aches and pains, but I don't have them anymore. So I guess I'll talk about something else.
Well, I think at a minimum, if you work out, you're at least going to feel good about yourself for going through the process that's not comfortable.
Yep.
And on top of that, you're just going to physically feel better. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you'll sleep better, you'll feel better, you'll have more energy. Sure, you're going to have some aches and pains. You're going to be tired sometimes because when you get older, you don't recover as quick, and you're more likely to have injuries, particularly if you're doing sport like I do. But on the whole, on the bigger picture, you just simply feel better. On the whole, you just do. You just feel better about yourself. You feel better physically and emotionally, mentally. Your finances are going to improve because there's just something about feeling good about yourself and having a better self-image that encourages you to make better financial choices and better investment, whether you have your own business, whether you're a professional, whether you're in retirement and maybe you have some investments or you do some part-time work. You're just more likely to be a more responsible, successful, progressive person. I know I talk about it all the time, exercise, but people, that you can't really emphasize it enough. So back to my friend that I saw at the post office, he says, "Well, I stretch, I do this, I do that." I said, I get all that, and that's great. But man, come to the gym with me. I have a pass. I pay extra every month, and just call me and meet me at the gym. And being around me is going to help him to want to work out because I'm closer to his age. The problem is, you get around, like he gets around younger people, he's not going to be comfortable. They're not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be the same thing. At any rate, I can't emphasize it enough, guys. Young or old, doesn't matter. I've seen people in wheelchairs, man, doing pull-ups. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to be overbearing, but there's always a way to do more fitness, to do some fitness every single day, something. It's tough, It's tough when you're injured and you can't do what you want to do. You're in a wheelchair. I get it. You've got back injuries. But there's something you can do every day, some kind of fitness. But I was talking earlier about enjoy your life. The way to enjoy your life is to be healthy. And, exercise is a big piece of that. But you've got to eat right. You can't be smoking and drinking and doing drugs and vaping and all that stuff because it's bad for you. It just is. And you can twist it around and spin it any way you want to spin it. A lot of my students say, "Oh yeah, this and that's not that bad," and you're just preaching about it because you quit and you want everybody. No, it's just the way it is, man. Your body's like a machine, and if you don't change the oil and tune it up periodically and fix the things when they break, it's not going to run well. It's just not. So you've only got one life to live, man. Enjoy your life.
Enjoy your life. Coin the term a well-oiled machine.
A well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Kind of a tongue twister.
It is.
Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
So look, exercise, environments, hang around good people, rest, eat right. I don't eat the best. I mean, my eating habits are not the best, but at least the other items I'm pretty good about. The drugs, alcohol thing, look, you could probably do a little bit of alcohol once in a while. Smoking, bad news, man. You should never do that. Marijuana, it's legal in Missouri, but I think if you're going to ingest smoke, you're better off to do like an edible, or just work out. I'd be so tired you got to go to sleep. Sometimes when I go to sleep, man, I'm just out until I got to get up and pee. So when you get old, you got to pee a lot. It's just the anatomy. It's just the way it works. And men, women, maybe not as bad. But you can take medicine for it, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of sad because you get up, you're so tired, you can barely even see when you first wake up because you're in a deep sleep, right? But you got to pee, and you're. I should take a film of myself sometime. It's
No,
probably
don't.
sad.
Please don't.
I don't. It's probably sad. It's probably why I don't have anybody that spend the night with me because I'd be too embarrassed for them to see me when I get up to have to do that or get up in the morning because it's not very pretty. I can tell you that. But oh well, part of life. I can think of a lot worse things than that. And you know what, guys? You have to face the idea that we're not immortal. We're going to die, and it's not a negative subject. You can't kick the can down the road. There comes a time you're gonna die. I don't care who you are, where you're at in your life, how healthy you are, how rich you are, how famous you are. You're gonna reach that point where it's going to be all over. So between now and then, the key is enjoy your life. Be productive. Set goals. Do things that you want to do, and don't push things off. Don't kick the can down the road. We talk about this a lot because you don't know, man. You might not wake up in the morning. I don't want to be the guy, I've said this before, that I'm on my deathbed and it's like, oh, I wished I would have done this. I wished I would have done that. I have these regrets. I don't want any of that. So just do it, man. Whatever it is. You want to jump out of an airplane? Jump out of an airplane. You want to fight? Fight. You want to build your own company? Build your own company. You want to have children? Have children. Whatever it is, do your thing. What say you, sir?
I agree with you 100%. No,
How much did I have to pay to say that?
We were just talking about my wife and I took our kids and grandkids just about an hour away. There's a lake and kind of a vacation destination, and the grandkids love swimming in the pool.
Okay.
We did a little bit of putt golf and creating all those memories, taking all those pictures.
Nothing like it.
My grandson that is now 14 talks about things when he was 5 and 6 and 7. He remembers that we did down there at that place. So we're creating memories and spending time together, which I feel like is important.
Okay. Super cool. Well, life's pretty crazy, man, and I'm crazy too. That's the old saying goes.
Yes, you are.
How about some breaking news, sir?
Oh, I got some.
Oh, I bet you do.
So, do you like hot dogs?
I love hot dogs.
Okay, well, then you've heard of the Wienermobile.
Yes.
Well,
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, they drive them all over the United States. I don't know if they go international or not, but I know they drive them all over the United States.
I think it's Oscar Mayer that owns that.
Yes, correct. Oscar Mayer does own them, and they use them as part of their goodwill, public relations, ambassadors. They drive them all over the place. Well,
they drive them. How many do they have?
Well, they actually have right now 6.
Wow, for real?
They only have 6, and they decided to get them all together at the Indianapolis 500 to have the Weenie 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Wow!
And all 6 of them raced.
Oh wow!
And it says here that let's see. Oh, the winner was called Slaw Dog, and he won by a bun. Yeah, half a bun. He won by half a bun.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, I thought that was funny.
It is funny.
It says they can reach speeds. It takes them a little bit to get there. They can get up to 65 miles an hour.
They're, if I remember correctly, they're shaped like a hot dog, like a bun.
Yes. Yes.
Wienermobile.
Yes.
What is? I think Wiener might be the German name for a hot dog. I can't remember.
I don't really know. I just thought it was funny. They called it the Weenie 500.
Yeah.
And then today is National Thank a Teacher Day.
Okay.
That's good.
Speaking of that, I'll have a
Here-
teacher story to tell.
Here's two more things. They have National Wanna Get Away Day, and then today is National Splurge Day, which you can look at that two different ways. But I think every once in a while you got to splurge.
You got to splurge once in a while.
Yeah. So thought that was pretty
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, if you work hard and you reach goals, splurge. Have some fun.
Yeah.
You don't have to go crazy. To me, crazy is spending like, you know, $80,000 in a car, or just I can't get over the idea how much people spend on cars, man.
Vacations.
Or even
You
vacation.
can spend 10 to 20,000 going to Disney and Universal Studios and all that stuff.
I just had a friend of mine went to I think Jamaica with her and her husband and their kids and spent a lot of thousands of dollars, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking to myself, I don't know, man. I think just maybe going to Silver Dollar City would be fine with me, 30 minutes away, like you just did, versus airfare and hotel costs and that are like exorbitant. And I have a client in Branson, Missouri that charges, I think, $500 a day on an Airbnb. I'd sleep in a tent, man. I'd sleep in my car before I would do that.
Yeah.
But he calls us a lot to do work at his it's a beautiful home. You're not going to believe this. He called me the other day because somebody had, I don't think intentionally, but they pulled the toilet paper holder off the wall. So we drove 45 minutes one way, went to Lowe's, and got a hanger and took it back over there and put it back on the wall, and
Wow.
charged like $119 for that job. But he was happy to pay it to get it done.
Well, and then there's another way to look at it. Like my wife and I have created this bucket list of things we want to do together as a family as long as we
Cool.
can.
I like it.
But some of them have included vacations. Like for our 40th anniversary, which was a year ago.
Wow,
but
40 years.
But we wanted. My wife has always wanted to do an Alaskan cruise.
Okay.
They're not cheap, but we saved for it. It was a goal, so we put a plan together. We saved for it, and we are now going. We're going
wow.
the third week in July, so we're going in about 4 weeks.
Hey, man,
So,
you're doing all kinds of cool stuff now.
So, well, I mean, this is like once in a. We only do the big vacations once every 5 years. or
Man, the
something.
old saying, you only live once, you might as well enjoy yourself.
Well, I mean, it was a goal, it was a bucket list, it was
Got
a
it.
splurge, whatever you want to call it. But it could we have lived without it? Heck yeah. But it's,
Back to the conversation you had a while ago about just, we had just do things that you want to do. Don't put them off.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. You're not promised tomorrow.
right.
I don't care who you are. I don't care how
Yeah.
healthy you
Yeah.
are. I don't care how young you are. You don't know.
Yeah.
A quick teacher story, because you mentioned that. 2 teacher stories. One, my friend at the post office was a professor of speech and debate at a local college, very successful career. He now substitute teaches, and he told me he went to this one school recently, and he said, I've got all these new rules now. You can't even discipline the kids like you used to be able to. And he said this kid came up to him and cussed him out, literally got right in his face, and said, what are you going to do about it? This is crazy. And then another kid threw a desk clear across the room. I mean, just bizarre.
Wow.
Yeah, that's sad that things have come down to that, but I think if I was a teacher, rules or no rules, I wouldn't tolerate it. Another friend of mine who's a substitute teacher came home in tears the other day because it was so difficult, similar situation in the classroom. Man, that's tough. It shouldn't be like that. You have to respect authority. You have to respect your elders.
Yeah.
And remember the golden rule, treat other people like the way you want to be treated. It's
Yeah.
not that complicated, man.
Yeah.
Follow the golden rule every day. All right. Any other wise words of wisdom before we close out?
No.
Mr.
it's
Wise.
Today.
Mr. Wise Guy. Get
no.
it, Mr. Wise Guy?
Yes. Wise guy. Ha. Ha. Ha.
That's pretty good.
No,
I have such wit.
Celebrate summer, man. It's here where we're at anyway.
Yeah.
And and it's warm here, so have fun with it. It's only going to last 2 or 3 months, and then going into another season. So,
well, guys, we're back after a week of being gone, so I hope you missed us. I'm kidding. I did have one subscriber send me a message about that, so I appreciate.
Sorry we were gone.
Yes, I appreciate that we have such loyal subscribers out there. I tell my friends all the time, to help one person is as if to have helped the whole world. So I never worried about numbers. I'm always more interested in just having some impact for just a handful of people. Makes my day. So guys, I appreciate it so much. And just remember, if you don't give up, eventually those stars are going to line up. When that happens, great things are going to happen in your life. So up until that time, and even after that time, always remember to keep your head up, keep your chin up, and stay positive.